All right, welcome back. This is season 2 of the Mixtape Show, interviews with legends, man. And as you guys know, we're gonna give our legends they flowers while they're here. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna give them the space to talk about what they got going on. We're gonna talk about how they got here. You know what I'm saying? We talk about everything from beginning to middle to end. And kicking off season 2, episode 1, man, I got the honor and privilege right now to talk to one of the guys I grew up rocking with. You know what I'm saying? If you guys grew up, know me, 90s hip hop is my love, my passion. And if you remember those videos, man, when you was on the block, you know what I'm saying, and they had the crew in the background, or if they had that Hype Williams look to it, man, this is one of the artists that definitely did his thing, man. He goes by the name of Pudgee the Phat Bastard. We played some of his music on the Mixtape Show, and he's here live here on our podcast, man. And then first and foremost, my brother, thank you for doing this, man, and welcome, man. Welcome.
Nah, thank you for having me. It's official here.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. So, quick background, man. When I was coming up, like I said, I grew up in the 90s hip hop, and Mom Dukes always used to come in the crib in the room, and you know how it is. They catch you listening to something, and the first thing they listen for is the words, right? And so,
I curse a lot.
you know what I'm saying? So, the first thing was, oh, what did he just say? And you gotta tell them what about, well, who's that? Oh, his name is Pudgee the Phat Bastard. So that was strike two, you know what I'm saying? So um it's a little bit different now when you listen to the music because the kids really ain't saying much, you know what I
Nah, but
mean?
let's talk about that
You know
though.
what I mean? But before we do all of that, Pudgee the Phat Bastard, man, how about we do this, man? When you was coming up, growing up as a shorty and everything, what was your soundtrack coming up in the house, man? Who did you listen to, and what was your family listening to that you
First of
grew
all,
up with?
shout out to your mother. All right. Shout out that she gave you a household where you could play my music.
Yeah.
Um, um, my soundtrack now or my soundtrack then?
Young Pudgee.
Oh, Young Pudge, man. He listened to see my parents didn't really they didn't really how can I say they didn't really audit my music.
Mhm.
So I was able to listen to whatever I wanted to. My father brought home the Sugar Hill Gang record. He was like an unofficial DJ. Like he had everything. He built speakers. He had all the turntables. He
Mhm.
had reel to reels, but he worked for Transit because he had
Mhm.
kids. You feel me?
Yeah.
He had a room that nobody could go in, but I was in anyway, rocking with the records, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he brought. I remember we were living in 910 Grand Concourse in the Bronx, and he brought home the Sugar Hill Gang record. He was like, "Check this out." He was a check this out type of dude, you know.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. I fell in love with, I guess, the fact that they could express themselves by talking on music,
Mhm.
and I can remember feeling mystified. That's the
Mhm.
word to use. I can
Yeah.
remember feel. Plus, there were voices, urban voices, right?
Mhm.
Before that, I wasn't hearing urban voices. You know, my father listened to Richard Pryor on, Eddie Murphy's and stuff like that. But I wasn't into. I didn't really like a lot of cursing. Ironically, when I heard comedians, I just wanted you to be funny without, expletives. So I wasn't really like, ooh, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor,
Mhm.
but I knew they were voices from where we were from.
Mhm.
So um, when I heard the Sugar Hill Gang, it sounded like somebody from the neighborhood. Yeah, they sounded older. They sounded like big brothers, but they sounded like somebody who could be from around the corner.
Mhm.
And they was talking on music that you was kind of dancing to because your parents played it anyway.
Mhm.
They was rapping over disco type music. So uh that started everything. But when I really became in control and took possession of playing my own music at about 10, 11, 12, 13, it was UTFO
Mhm.
and Roxanne Shauntae that really set it off for me because they was talking real spicy on the records. And that's how you are in the hood. You know, you getting at people, you're like, oh, your mother,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
fat, like, oh, why your mother bald headed, So when you hear somebody on a record, again, an urban voice bringing the same type of culture and behavior that you have, playing the dozens as they called our parents called it, right? And
Mhm.
snapping as we called it. When you heard it on music in a hip hop form, we didn't know that's what it was at the time. We were like, this is fire.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that. I knew that I could talk real disrespectful
Yeah.
and I wanted to put it to some rhythms and cadences and to some stanzas and make people pay attention to it. And
Yeah.
so my goal at that point, after I heard them, was to end up on a Mr. Magic show,
Mm,
to end up with them voices. You know, we didn't have the ability to want gold chains and stuff. We wanted just to be on the radio,
yeah.
but that's what I wanted. And I think after them, you know, it was the first of all, we went through the whole stretch of the Roxanne revenge, Roxanne's brother, Roxanne's family,
Hmm.
Roxanne's cousin, little Roxanne. So after we got through that phase,
Yeah.
yeah, with an oh Veronica,
Yeah.
Veronica,
Yeah.
over, you know, and um the joint the Davy D, you are the best. You know, it was just going great. Like, and for me, for some weird reason, the percussion, the instrumentation was growing more aggressive in
Hmm.
frequencies and in pulse. You just felt like you wanted to be outside of your house when you were listening to this.
Mm,
You know that, I guess that's what lent itself to the park jams. It just created this whole ambiance that you didn't even know was happening. It was a space that we existed in because the music itself created this umbrella that you wanted to party under.
mm, mm.
So I wasn't allowed to go to those parties, so I never attended.
Yeah.
If you, but you know, park jams and Beach Street and everything just happening, and Busy B and Kumo D, and you know, were they styles I wanted to mimic? No, because some of the voices started to sound too grandfather-ish, OG, right?
Yeah.
But the voices got younger. The voices began to get, if they sounded 35, they started to sound 25, and after that they started to sound 16.
Mm, mm.
And for me, Pudgee Rap, man, Lati from the Flavor Unit, Chill Rob G, then Latifah, like these tones where the people, the girl I'm talking to on the phone, she got the same voice as Latifah. Like,
Yeah.
it's a rap. It's like a hood chick voice, but over music. It
Yeah.
became tangible for us. It became super relatable. So for me, those are the people that, you know, anything on Wild Pitch Records, anything on Tommy Boy Records, if you saw that imprint, I wanted to hear that.
Hmm.
Just
Yeah.
like in my father's collection, the Ohio players, they just never left. Earth, Wind, and Fire, some of those things, when you heard them, you was like, what are these people doing in their sessions? They creating crack.
Yeah.
I told all my crackheads.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, and it was addictive, and it was growing in energy.
Hmm.
It kept, you know, it started out to be this, I don't even want to call it underground thing. It started out to be this niche thing that only a few people understood, knew about, and then it spread like COVID.
Hmm. Hmm. Now you came up in the Bronx. I came up in Queens. Looked the same, but still looked a little different as far as, you know what I'm saying, to the point where today, even today, sometimes people don't want to go to the Bronx. That's from New York. Yeah.
So let me dial it back. I
Yeah.
came up in Harlem.
Oh, okay.
We moved to the Bronx. No, you're right.
Yeah.
Then we moved to the Bronx. Shout out to the modern school. I went to school in Harlem. My family lived there, and when I did my first video, even though I had moved to the Bronx, I came back to Harlem
To
because
Harlem.
even though we were there every day partying, driving around,
Uh-huh.
it was time to do the work
Yeah.
and pay respect to what what feels made me the dude I was, and that made me want to talk about the things I wanted to talk about. That was Harlem and then the Bronx
Yeah.
together. You know, some of us, we still think of it as one place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a tiny little bridge and you
Yeah.
home.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
excuse me.
And for those that can see this interview right now, I always say this too, not to cut you off. Harlem to me is the fashion capital of the world. I've always said that coming up, that a lot of fashion that people copy comes out of Harlem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
A lot of the swag comes from Harlem, you
shout out to
know.
Dapper Man, you know, and Sugar J, you know, people that are style incarnate, man,
Mhm.
and leaders of the trend. Because you know, sometimes you think Italy. You know, we look at some of the things that people praise, some of the fashion brands, and they're from Italy. You know, they may be from China, you know,
Hmm. Hmm.
but they're from these places that seem far away. So when you find people that have harnessed and mastered that craft and they live down the block or they live next to the bodega that you're going to get your food from,
Hmm.
it makes it tangible.
Yeah,
It makes it like, yo, somebody could do that. They live right down the block. Fire.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what's the song on the radio when you first heard what we call hip hop now? What was that song to you that was like, oh snap, that's what I want? That's what you know what I'm saying? That's that feeling I want.
It was Roxanne's Revenge.
Roxanne's Revenge, yeah. So that slick talk, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Shout out to Roxanne Shauntae. Yeah, I'm always gonna give her
Yeah.
that credit. That talk back, that talk that yeah, that Parks disrespectfulness.
Hmm.
That you're not gonna get one on me. You say something slick, and then I eviscerate you with one
Hmm.
word, and they're like, "Oh, it's still like a comedian, right?" So yeah, so shout out to that whole era again, because it did something big for me. It sparked something that brought the idea of what I did not know later I would be a battle rapper. It just sparked
Yeah. See,
competitive nature. Um,
see,
it brought that component to the
you
fore.
you taking me there already. You already going in the direction I was going. I was gonna say. So after you heard Roxanne on the radio before, doing this thing, that's a career. That was your lane, was the battle rapping, and well, actually back then that's the only way you really could get on. There was no just making records and then you sign. You kind of had to prove yourself. You know what I'm saying? Go from
So,
burrow to burrow, and prove who you are. You know what I mean?
so you said it. For me, I wasn't there yet. I was still grabbing cassettes and listening to who knew was coming out. You know, and I
Mm,
can't always pinpoint the eras, but records that stuck out to me like Super Lover Scene Casanova Rud, the JVC4 Strong Island joint, which was like wow. Um, those records sonically, they just brought something to the neighborhood.
mm,
You know what I mean? They brought the idea that you were gonna hear this song blasting out of a window, out of the drug dealer's BM. They brought that, and that's where we end up aspiring to be. It came to a point where I was writing rhymes, but I didn't want to be on the radio anymore. I wanted to be in the drug dealer's car.
mm,
I
mm.
didn't want to be in the clubs. I wanted to be in the drug dealer's car because that was the biggest promo machine in the hood.
Yeah.
If you had a MCM BMW or Gucci BMW and your song wasn't in that car, you was trash. So um um I was writing, and it wasn't until maybe when I ran into I was writing for so many people in the background by the time I got discovered, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I was battling people at Skate Key, rhyming for anyone who would listen. I met Premier and them. I ran up on them. He was like, "What up? I
Mm.
rap. You ready? Let's go."
Yeah.
And then, again, Wild Pitch Records. As soon as I saw you, like I saw your label and I knew your name, I was looking for you in the
Yeah.
street. Wherever you was at, I was like, "What up? I rap. I'm fire. Take a second. Listen to what you need. This is greatness." Blah blah blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so that's the to me, that's the footwork I had to do. It was no run up in the label. We didn't have home studios. We didn't
Mhm.
know people with studios. There was no way to basically record yourself. You're too young to get in the club and run up on a rapper because I was too young.
Mhm. Mhm.
There was a whole generation before me, the Sweet Teas and the Roxanne Shauntaes and the Juice Crew. They were before me because I was younger than them. So I wasn't old enough to get into some of the stuff that I just could, fantasize and hope I saw them in the street.
Yeah.
Uh, it didn't. I ended up writing for the Ghetto Girls. Excuse me. A group that did a remake of My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me by the Ghetto Boys. They called
Mhm.
it Man's Playing Tricks on Me. I ended up writing a lot of joints on their album. And then one of the girls that knew them, Essence, shout out to her, she's since left us. God bless her. She was getting signed to Grandmaster Flash. And she was like, nah, you fire, I gotta bring you the Flash. She brought me Grandmaster Flash. He ended up getting me to write for, we did some demos, and he ended up getting me to write for Roxanne Shauntae.
Mm.
I wrote two joints for her, one of them which made the album because she had already so many songs on the Bitches Back album. Money and Everything is a song that's on there. And it was another joint. Oh, Gotta Be Free. Gotta Be Free is the joint that made the album. Money and Everything is the joint I wanted to make the album. So
What was that full? Was that a full circle moment for you? From I
glad you
heard you, I
asked.
hear you on the radio to now I'm sitting in the studio with you, collabing with you.
Yeah, it was. I mean, full disclosure, man. They say don't meet your heroes. It wasn't the most pleasurable experience,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but I felt accomplished.
Yeah,
I didn't make the bag from it, uh, but I worked with Roxanne Shauntae, and
yeah.
that's where my mind started, and I was able to put a cap on that and be like, all right, job well done. Move on to do what you're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So did that, and then I went and just started rhyming everywhere. And my cousin took me to Clue, and Clue was just starting to do his mixtape thing, and he was working in Foot Locker or Foot Action, one of them joints in Queens Mall. We went, we talked, and then we just started doing tapes,
mm-hmm,
and it was crazy. Like police officers, everybody was walking up to me because my cousins, shout out to Lenny S. and Bert
mm-hmm.
Basin, they went around and took my logo that I had my man draw and was putting it up on trains, on stickers from stickers that they had stole from their job, from their mailroom job. They
Yeah.
made, yeah, they believed, you know what I'm saying? They believed, and they did that. And next thing you know, police officers were like, "You Pudgee the fat bastard?" And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Nah." And the Clue tapes was making its rounds.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was selling a lot of tapes. It was going down south. It was going everywhere. He was a hustler. I ain't going to even say nothing opposite that. He was a hustler for
yeah,
his work.
yeah.
You know
And
what I mean?
for the listeners out there who may didn't live in that era, the mixtape DJ was literally your door to get into a lot of spots. You know what I'm saying? You would rock with the hottest DJ. It could be a freestyle or whatever. Just you just needed to be on that tape because that DJ was gonna work that mixtape and that was gonna get you into a lot of doors before the artist can actually get there. And Clue was a beast. You know what I'm saying? I remember copping Clue tapes on Jamaica Avenue like crazy with all my little lunch money from school. I would save up for the week and all that.
Let me tell you where Clue made it at. Clue made it when he was getting unreleased songs from people,
Mm-hmm.
and his tapes was going crazy because they had never heard the song.
Yeah.
So one night he got a song from Biggie. I didn't know about that. And Biggie called me. Biggie was like, "Yo, so with your boy Clue." Da, 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 da. And I put them on the three-way.
Uh-huh.
Let's just say it sounded like a Biggie song happening in real time.
Yeah.
And it sounded like Warning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it was, to me, it was kind of understood where Biggie was coming from. But I
Mm-hmm.
felt like Clue definitely gave people pre-promotion, if you will.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't pay for that grassroots. A street team is going to have to work 3 times as hard as Clue would have because his tapes was popping at the time.
Mm-hmm.
If he put a song on the tape for you, it was gonna get some. It was gonna get heard. It was
Mm-hmm.
gonna be in the drug dealer's BMW.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it was a little off-putting because Biggie was going extra hard. It involved the words gunplay,
Yeah.
and Clue was not very happy.
Yeah.
But it was brilliant what he did. It was brilliant what he did, as for all of us, P Dap and all of us who got on his mixtapes. I don't even think he knew what he was doing. It was just his hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Culturally, I don't know that he understood that he helped to build a lot of houses.
Mm-hmm.
And that was an aha moment for me as a vehicle because I was just doing it because me and Clue was tight at that point. Anything
Mhm.
he asked me to do, I was like, "Oh, you need me to come freestyle?" He would come get me, take me out to Queens. We do the shit. He bring me back. It was a hip hop hustle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we didn't know why we were doing it. It was just, yo, do the intro on my tape. I'm dropping another tape. I'm like, all right, I wrote a rhyme. I
Yeah.
was come get me. Like it's not like, yo, we're gonna put this out and then we're gonna have 10,000 followers because there was none of that. You know
Yeah. Yeah.
what I'm saying? So, excuse me. So, you know, to be a part of such historical genius for me is the biggest part of my journey. Um, I was there when he was fiending to get a CD press so he could be the first DJ to put the music on a CD.
Yeah.
You know, Clue was he ain't even know, man. I mean, he said it, but I still don't think he was trying to be ahead of the curve. Whether
Mhm.
it was dropping your new joint or dropping a new mixtape, he was definitely brilliant in that way. And I was a part of that vehicle and
Yeah.
had no idea. You know, people super valued my intro. Like he even said, yo, people like they missed you on that last tape. We gotta put you on the next tape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Glad to be a part of that time in hip hop, man. That
Yeah.
that 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 was yeah, brilliant.
That's why we got you here, man. Legendary things, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Now I know you mentioned Biggie earlier, man, and you worked with and wrote with just so many names, man, out in the industry of people who some people that I saw the list and I was like, I didn't even know that, you know what I'm saying? Because again, I was a fan back then, so I didn't really think about that back in the day. But now that I see it, I'm just like, I can hear it. You know what I'm saying? I can the patterns, you know what I'm saying? I can hear it now as far as how you were back there, man. So how was that when you were was that back then? Was that just work for you at the time? You just trying to get on and trying to build that resume?
The only time it was like that was the Ghetto Girls and Roxanne Shauntae.
Mhm.
Uh, I saw it as a vehicle. I didn't really see it as
Yeah.
the fun uh, that I wanted to always be for myself.
Yeah.
And like when I worked with, like even though I went about, so let me take it in steps. So Biggie and I did a song with Red Bandit.
Hmm.
Everybody was on it. The song was called Nine Dog MCs. It's on YouTube. Red Bandit called us to the Positive Case studio. Everybody was on the song. Grandpa
Yeah.
Hoopla, my godbrother Snagglepuss. Everybody was on this joint. It was fire. It didn't get a video. It didn't. Biggie was on the song, which is why I'm even introducing that.
Hmm.
Biggie was on the song, and I think people didn't get to enjoy that because it didn't have a video at that time. It needed video music box. It needed the circuit to feel it.
Hmm.
And I did a song with the old East Click with my man Madman Sean and everybody, and I clicked in Brooklyn, and I just posted that on my Instagram. And it's an old joint, and that joint was going crazy. But when I started really being called to write for stuff, um, I think the best feeling was when I worked with two things. When I worked with Left Eye, because I had known Left Eye from
Hmm.
Tupac and I were very, very close as friends, and they were close, growing up together and everything. Uh, he had passed. I didn't want to do music anymore.
Hmm.
And I just, so many people were dying in the business. It didn't feel fun anymore. And I was like, eh. So Mark Pitts had reached out to me and he told me that Left Eye. It's funny. I asked Max Goose. He's the person who signed me to Warner Brothers, right? I had asked him, was there any room on Left Eye's album? He told me no. Mark Pitts called me and I ended up writing 5 songs on Left Eye's album. So I don't, no room, lot of room, don't
Yeah.
understand, but this is how God works.
Yeah.
So her Supernova album came, I did 5 joints for her. We came to New York and she was like, yo, when I come back, we're gonna do some more songs. she left and she went to Honduras, and you know that part. So the album came out. So I did a whole bunch of joints on there. I'm even on the joint Hot, you know. I'm like, oh, left eye, what's happening? Everybody want to know where the hell you been. Oh, left eye, teachers, children, mothers, and thugs. Everyone know this left eye.
Mhm.
That was hard. That was hard. So we had mad fun. She also did one of the things that I hate when people do. I had wrote. She was like, "Listen, we was in a car in a Ford Excursion, and she was like, we in LA. She's like, yo, I got the vocals from Pac's mother coming tomorrow.
Mhm.
I'm gonna let you write my part so that you and Pac get to be together as brothers again. You know, one last time because he's gone. So I write the joint. We're in the studio doing other joints. We had done Black Party in New York. We was doing the other records here with Rock Wilder and all that. We did Hot with Rock Wilder. And we out there. She gets the vocals. We go in the studio. First, we meet with Pharrell. In the Pharrell session, apparently, this how it came back that he didn't think she was dope. So she was very hurt by that. So we sat in the room with Pharrell and nothing happened. So we went the next day to do she was
hot. Yeah.
Mentally, it was like, depleting and debilitating to think that somebody you really want to work with doesn't think your talent is. And no disrespect to Pharrell, we like who we like, but she was very affected by that. So to make up for it, we went the next day to work on the Pop joint, and I laid the vocals. Everybody was going crazy, and I'm New York, so it's gonna be a New York flow. And it was so fire, bro. I'm like, even now, the joint's called Untouchable, and how I had her spitting. If you listen to Hot on her Supernova album, you're gonna hear my influence. That ain't Left Eye. So I did the same thing for on this joint. This joint would have been so big because I was like, look at how you found me, looking around me, my enemies and my friends. Yo, this shit was fire.
Yeah.
They heard it. Everybody said, woo! We all go home to the Mondrian Hotel in LA, and she don't tell me she going back to lay it the next day, and I'm in my hotel room. And then she calls me later on, oh, I did it. I'm like, all right, where's that? So how much they didn't give me the vocals back, bro. I listened to it, bro, and she did that flow that I hate. I didn't know that. I was like, this is not Waterfalls. I'm pissed, right? So when you listen to Untouchable featuring Tupac, Left Eye, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Anybody who go listen to that on YouTube, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
So the I Believe in Me song I did on there, shout out to my man Terrence Dudley, he produced that. The I Believe in Me joint, I feel like she killed that. But that was a dope experience for me, but it also let me know that I see why some people who write joints for people must be in the studio and be going ham. Like, I ain't say it like that. Say it out.
Yeah.
Right? So, cause it's a make it or break it, bro. Like the flow fire. What are you doing? Let him alive. No. All right, shout out to Left Eye though. I loved her because they love that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the next fire thing that happened, I got a little twisted when she passed away because we had dope experiences. She was wilding out in the studio and Rick Rock talking about how homeless people should be able to sleep on the train, and they argued. And I'm talking about coming to blows almost.
Yeah.
So, because she's passionate, right? And then, so working with her was fire. So, coming off that high, I was like, oh, maybe I can start working on music again, maybe kind of, sort of. And then, of course, Biggie died, she died. And I was like, yo, bye music business, y'all trash. So then my man Nick Wiz and Moo Brown, they called me and they wanted me to work with Rakim. Now, let's be clear, because I see people getting confused. The God Rakim writes all his lyrics, all of his verses. And you know me, I can't talk about the metaphysical, lorical, morical, the seven seal, and that ain't me.
Yeah.
I didn't write that for you. So he definitely writes his own joints. He knows the ledge and all that. So, but I wrote the choruses, and he called me to perform at Highline Ballroom. So we did those. I did 5 songs with him, 4 under my government name, Tracy Horton, which is on his 7th Seal album, because I didn't want to do music at that point. So I didn't want nobody to know it's Pudgee the Phat Bass. I was like, I don't want no parts. You want me, just put my government and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, so much that the joint Walk These Streets that I'm on with he and Mano, if you go look at the video on YouTube, I am not in that video.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm good. Like, I don't need to. Nah, I'm cool. Send a call. If not, I ain't coming.
Yeah.
So, now listen, that's the God MC. It ain't about him. But sometimes how you feel about your art and where you are in life doesn't meet your collaborations and doesn't meet your timeline of working with other people in a way that's going to create the spontaneous combustion that you're looking for. But those are probably 2 of the best times. The bread was right in both of those instances. The talents were huge, and to be associated with talents that I wanted to be Rakim in the beginning. That was my first rap voice. See a Phat coming correct with respect I receive. I'm an MC Cassette. Non-believers believe. I was MC Effect back then, and I wanted to be Rakim. I was Rakim little son.
Yeah.
It was over. Right? But to work was, again, the Roxanne Shauntae, Rakim, all that was super valid. And I skipped a lot along the way. I skipped my brothers, Nas and Akinelli. That, that was part of my home, and Lord Finesse. Nas and Ak and I were on the phone every night, writing rhymes, going back and forth, spitting. And then Lady of Rage, you know what I'm saying? When she lived here, when she was rocking.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me today, when I was at Umbrella Studios with my man Cover, shout out to Clean Up Dirty Music. They were just asking, what was it like back then? And I'm like, listen, if you spit, you were gonna know everybody. In New York, if you fire, somebody gonna say, yo, my man over there is fire. Let that nigga come through to the studio. And you was gonna somehow be in a room with the best thing.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
Yeah.
And, so they even came with me to register for college. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wasn't registering, but it was like, we gonna go, because my mother was like, you want to be a rapper, but if you're going to stay in my house, you're going to take yourself to a college and register.
We all go through that, bro.
My mom said it. Yo, bro, my mom said I can't be here. And so Nas and Akinelli got in the train with me, and we went to Bronx Community College, which I did not graduate from, but I got a degree from later, and then got a degree from Lehman. But they came with me, waded through the whole lines. Shout out to Nas and Ak. Being supporters of education.
So how do you feel when you see the Nas's and those guys, Busters, where they at now in their career, where they're still putting out valid music, and they're businessmen now, right? They're creating jobs, they're creating wealth for themselves, they're creating wealth for their kids, and the message is still pretty much the same. They didn't veer off to how it was at the beginning. How does that make you feel as one of those type of artists too, where the message hasn't changed much and you're still putting out quality product?
First of all, shout out to Nas, because this new album he just dropped what I liked about it is he took a chance on himself, and I know that. So to take a chance on himself and do flows that is now and deviate from who he is and incorporate that's a big step. It says a lot about his passion to be present in hip hop. How do I feel? I feel blessed to know these people who have the talent, the tenacity, the passion, the commitment, and the uninterrupted vibe for hip hop. That everyone doesn't get that. Everyone doesn't get to not have life take over, or not have family take over, or not have their own feeling about their feelings take over and say, I don't like it no more. I don't want to do it. It don't give me the same vibe. I didn't have that. I walked away from all my deals because I didn't feel I was where I was supposed to be. I didn't feel like I was meeting the expectations I had for myself. And in the beginning, I didn't have any expectations. But once once Biggie once Biggie and I did Think Big, I I think I was finished because we knew each other from getting on. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
From before we got on. And we will always talk about when we did our record, it's not gonna be a rinky dink record.
Yeah.
It's not Salt from Salt and Pepper. I worked with her as well. She she said something that's ill to me. You don't just use features just to be using them. It's not like you in the room get on a song.
Mhm.
It's like, is this a vehicle that's gonna take us somewhere? Because I'm gonna gain your fans and you're gonna gain my fans.
Mhm.
And that always stuck with me because if someone's in the room, of course you could give them the second verse, the third verse, they could do the chorus. But is this even a place where their voice should be? Is this even a song anyone's gonna care about?
Mhm.
Now y'all got 20 things in the universe confusing the fans. When if you put out Think Big, like Biggie and I did, and people say the song you and Big did, that's a big deal. Like when you think of Deep Cover with Snoop and Dre, that's a
Yeah.
big statement.
Yeah.
I don't want to make songs that are not big statements. We know
Mhm.
we can record, and now you can record on your phone,
Yeah.
you can record in your car,
Yeah.
you can record at your man's house in the garage, you can do all that. But what the fuck did you just record? And I don't know if I can curse, but
You can. Freedom. Freedom, brother. Freedom.
I mean, yeah, but we adults and we gonna expand our vocabulary, so it's not hanging expletive. But I'm gonna say, what the fuck song is you making? Like,
Yeah.
you gonna play me? I call them we don't have the iPod anymore, but I call them iPod rappers. Like,
Mm.
you making a song for your MP3 player, that's cool, bro. Go jog to that shit in the gym.
Yeah.
But if you making something that the world's gonna respond to, and that's what I tell people. I got this thing on my team, trash it or cash it,
Mhm.
because if I gotta tell you what I meant behind the song, is shit.
Mm.
If I got sent it to you with a script on, here's what I was thinking when I was writing that beautiful, metaphorical ensemble of a song that I crafted specifically for
Yeah.
you and the community of listeners, that's bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
If the song should come on and I should go, what's that? Play
Yeah.
that again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna copy.
Yeah.
If that don't happen, you fail.
Yeah.
If you gotta give me the story about but this for my grandmother, she she always used to have me on the porch. That's why I call this song the porch song. It's shit.
Yeah.
Kill it. Your grandmother's sick. She's turning over in her grave. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
You should be able to get your message across without
bro,
giving the
the song
backstory.
is a message, right?
Exactly.
You need a message on top of the message.
You don't need cliff notes for a track, for a 3-minute
What
track.
the fuck? So I need you. So every time this song is played, I need you there. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Every time it come on, you magically pop up.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
this song is hot, and
Yeah.
you disappear. No, bro, that's not it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I just feel like I want to be a part of people who value music. That's why this microwave shit is cool. And in the studio today, we were talking about features and how it was perverted not only by the crews but by the labels.
Mhm.
Because we all in the studio, everybody. What I don't like is if you making songs and they crap, right? And we record at the same studio, and you hear my joint, and I go, "What you think of this joint?" And you go, "That's fire. Let me get a verse." I'm gonna have a fucking problem with you and your whole squad.
Yeah.
Because you saying to me, you worked your ass off. Let me ride.
Yeah.
Okay. So no. Otherwise, you got the label who be like, this song is nice. We need to now call up Little Baby and put him on it. Then it's gonna be fire.
Mhm.
You just told me my song is shit. Is that what you just told me?
Yeah.
My song is only gonna be valid because Little Baby's on it. Shout out to Little Baby. He's fire.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't need you to make my song.
Mhm.
And if I need you to make my song and go back to your successful career, when you're not on my song, I'm not going to have what you have, which is a successful career. Because one song, a career does not make. The fans are not dumb. They're going to play that one song. But when your name come up again, they're going to be like, is Little Baby on it?
Yeah.
So,
I call it the DJ Khaled effect, where you're just looking at all the features to see who on the album.
Yeah, that listen, you're gonna get features from me. They
yeah.
might be nobody, they may be somebody, but there's a purpose. I did not say, yo, you here, you want to get on this? I'm tired of writing. That's
Mm-hmm.
not
Mm-hmm.
you gonna get on a song because it needed you to be on this song.
Mm-hmm.
No one could pull this off. You Busta Rhymes, only you could do this. You
Mm-hmm.
Chris Brown, only you could do this. You, it's not a lot of people who's they self, right? You Little Uzi Vert,
Mm-hmm.
only you could do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
very hard. You the baby, only you could do this.
Yeah.
You Megan Thee Stallion, only you can do this. Like when I hear you, I think of a signature flow. I want that on this. This
Mm-hmm.
that called you out for this
Mm-hmm.
song.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But if Ron Duala is sitting in the room with me and Ron Do want to get on a song, listen, Ron Do, put me on your head. I got a legacy. You're not there. And I'm not about to give you a free ride. I'm sorry, the car's full. Catch the next niggas that got an open seat. It's not
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
happening.
how do you feel about the MCs doing the third verse? Because I know that's been a topic too, where I'm hearing it's too many verses on there. The song's too long. Are you still, if I got something to say, I'm gonna say it. You know what I'm
I think you've gathered from this conversation that no one tells me what song to make. I
saying?
want to tell you something. Somebody told me, yo, bro, they only doing 2 verses now. I said, I'm happy because I'm tired of writing 3 verses.
Yeah.
But I also am tired of rewinding my shit every time your song go off.
Yeah.
I like the song, but it didn't even happen yet. I'm like, I get to the chorus, I'm like, and that's it. I'm like, wait, you didn't even give me a fake vamp, a bridge. You didn't talk out nothing.
Yeah.
So to directly answer your question, I feel like what the song calls for is what the song calls for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening to people album now, and they giving you 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
They giving you 6 minutes, like Dougie Fresh. They're going to give you what they want to give you because that's what it is. Listen, you don't never got to listen to my shit.
Mm-hmm.
But the people that's going to fuck with this, they're going to fuck with it hard because I made them. Listen, I'm trying to work for your money.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make songs and tell you it's a breeze. I could do whatever. Now, give me the bag because I doodled all over this song and said you're going to eat whatever I put out. That's not.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm gonna do. That's not what I'm gonna do. So again, to be direct, no one's gonna tell me or any other artist that's a real artist how many verses. I still got some shit to say. The bitch didn't get killed in the second verse because
Yeah.
she only gets killed in the third verse. Because in the second verse, she had an abortion. Her mother found out about the abortion. Her mother told her not to fuck with the dude. She fucked with the dude anyway. They couldn't find her for 3 weeks. And in the third verse,
Yeah.
she gets killed
Yeah. It's
by
called
the nigga.
it's called
That's a
telling the
story.
story. It's telling the story.
Yo, what movie theater you go to and you like, yo, Spielberg. This shit's supposed to end an hour ago. Come on, bro. Listen, social media and gave people too much control over art, and that's a motherfucking fact.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, you may not have like the person who plays such and such in a movie. We always felt like that. But since when they tell you who the cast is and you on your phone like, I don't like them, they're Asian, take them out. And the director goes back and be like, you fired. We need somebody black. They said it.
Yeah, too much backlash. We got to get this money.
Nah, bro. Listen, if the shit is fire, it's gonna be fire. And those people who are colorists or who got issues and only want to see people that look like them in the movie, if the movie is not about black power and the movie is about a range of demographics and skin types and skin colors being in a movie, and you're fucking mad that I didn't fit We Are the World into this, but only with black people, and it don't look like a slave ship, go to fuck somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely.
They got movies for you. This just ain't.
Absolutely, man. So let's talk about the new cook up you got before we get out of here, man. I hinted too early in the show that Keep It Secret. We played that a couple weeks, and instantly I got a feedback like, "Yo, that's Pudgee." You know what I'm saying? And then it got good feedback, man. So that's new. I know you're going for you're making your return back. You know what I'm saying? Making music. Congratulations on that. How's that been feeling for you? Kind of getting the creative juices flowing and putting that art out there.
So first of all, shout out to anyone who rock with Keep It Secret because I think that's a real situation. And let me give them some background. It came from a real situation, but it was not my situation.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching this female tell my man that nobody need to know, like almost like telling him he's not valid.
Mm-hmm.
And in the real world, he was valid. Like chicks was on his body. Everybody, all the dudes think of him as a lit dude. And then this one chick come along and she like, nah, I don't really want nobody to really know, but you could pick me up at 12 in the brand new blah, blah, blah that you pushing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying not to blow them up. In
Yeah.
the brand new blah, blah, blah that you're pushing that costs close to $500,000. You could take me to the littest crib. You could get me flued out everywhere.
Uber Eats.
Um, you could and make sure I get bags when I'm flued out because I'm like a city girl.
Yeah.
She was talking to this dude like he was, and when you watch the devolution of somebody, you like, I watch you make yourself fire.
Mm-hmm.
Like you bust your ass to be this person.
Mm-hmm.
You let this one person who's listen, I don't have a problem with surgery, fake bodies, but you let this person who is a builder bear tell you you're not lit
Mm-hmm.
and you gonna be a secret for her. And he was so rocked by my conversation that he definitely transformed back into who he was. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's why in the song I'm like, I don't want to be your secret. I want everyone to see this.
Yeah.
I want to show a love they could believe in. You know what I'm saying? And if that's not it, how you gonna tell me I'm not enough for you to rock with in the real world? Then you should be rocking with me.
Absolutely.
So you want the benefits. So starting there, it helped me to feel like there are other stories that need to be told. They don't all necessarily have to be mine. They don't all have to be told in a hip hop cadence because I'm rhyming and singing on that song.
Mm.
And I think that this new project, I get to explore talents that I didn't know I had because I never sang. I taught myself how to sing, and people like, oh, John Legend, Chris Brown. Like, no, I never sang in church. Yeah, everybody thinks I sang in church, but it just shows you the level of again passion and commitment that an artist can have, and can create a space that their talent exists in, without someone telling them your growth stops here.
Yeah.
I don't want my growth to stop here because you tell me this where you live. You can't come outside of these 4 blocks.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna get shot. So Keep a Secret and the Monsters and Heroes project and the project I'm working on with cover from Clean and Dirty and Umbrella Studios. That's gonna be a hip hop album.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in love with music all again because in love with music all over again because of the exploration that I get to take, because I get to challenge myself to do something new. I call the hamster on the wheel when you do what you know. Oh, you do that real well, little slave. Go over there and pick cotton the same way again. I don't want to be that person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to tell me what I do. I want God to show me I can do more all the time.
Yeah.
And even when I didn't know it, I'm blown away by myself. Like, oh, you could do that?
Mm-hmm.
Then that means the next thing you challenge yourself to, you can do that. So to answer your question directly again, I feel inspired, and I feel inspired for other people who don't believe that they can add more artistry to their art form or to their history or to their practices that are already in play. I feel like if you want to go add some more to your repertoire, you can do that because you want to do that.
Yeah.
No one knows what you're capable of, not even you sometimes.
Yeah.
God gave you the wherewithal to turn anything that's in your mind into something that can be real.
Absolutely. What do they say? We use only like 2% of our brain. So why not open up the rest? Try to open up the rest of that 98 while you still here.
At a point too.
Mm-hmm.
But yes.
Definitely, man. Well, I tell you what, brother. When the new project drops, man, we do this thing called the mixtape show listening sessions. We do a live listen of some of the tracks, and I would love to bring you back for that, so we can have the people listen and chat on our live stream and everything, and just kind of give their opinions and let your art out to the world, and let's do that live on the radio, man. How about that?
My answer is, my name is Pudgee the Fat Bastard, and I'm rocking on a mixtape show with my man Kawan Jenkins. And if you ain't here, where the fuck are you?
Absolutely, man. I
Oh,
definitely
two more things.
go for it. Yeah. What
Go
you got
get
to
this
plug?
Tupac book. I'm in this book. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
This book called Changes. I'm in it on like 5-6 pages by my man
Nice.
Sheldon Pierce. And I ain't been saying that. So you the first place that I done let people know this exists at. It's called Changes, an oral history of Tupac Shakur by Sheldon Pierce. And the book is fire. It has a lot of testimony by a lot of his friends, including myself. And Sheldon really went above and beyond, touching the hip hop community, and I think bringing their words to this book in a true way.
Nice.
Also, I am in this book called "I Am Relentless" by Stax Cordero.
Yes.
Stax Cordero.
There we go.
Fire. She's an MC playwright. Yeah, I'm everywhere. I just want y'all to know I am in history and I am immortalized in ways y'all ain't made it to yet.
He's a legend.
Y'all could get there though.
He's a legend. That's why he's starting off season 2 of the mixtape show, Interviews with Legends, man. I definitely appreciate your time. And man, if like I said, if anything you got going on, brother, if you got anybody from the team who got to promote, man, definitely reach out, brother, and we'll definitely open up the doors. And I appreciate your time for this, man. Definitely,
Thank you.
it's a treat.
Kiana the goddess for getting me here. Thank you.
Shout out to Kiana. Yeah, we definitely gonna do some more work and connect. And the doors are always open for anybody from her team, man. Definitely. You know what I mean? Anybody else you want to shout out before we get out of here?
Yeah, man. K Illa, Nicasio Martinez, DJ Tech One, Sweet Tea. I got a single coming out with Sweet Tea called "Don't Play with It" right now. It's gonna be dropping probably early January. I'm working with Essence. She's a female from Queens, not the Essence that passed away. Mm-hmm. You can follow her, Essence Official. You can follow Sweet Tea at Sweet Tea the MC. I'm working with Pyrex Platt, MC from Yonkers, and I really think y'all gonna be surprised at just what we bring forward. And shout out to my man Push Proper and Nova Price, because I'm working on those projects, and I really believe that the hip hop world gonna be surprised. Definitely. And you can follow me at Pudgee the Phat Bastard everywhere. PUDGEETHAPHATBASTARD. It is Pudgee the Phat Bastard, and on Twitter I'm Pudgee the Phat. I got my Pudgee the Phat Bastard website dropping in a month. Please check that out. Follow me for all the updates, new videos, new music, new merch.
There we go. Oh, you got the merch. I'm gonna definitely check that out, man. Well, I appreciate your time, brother. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's been fun talking to you, man. I thank you for your time. I know time is a currency. Everybody has the same 24 hours, man. So the fact that you spent the last hour here with me, man, it means a lot to me, and I definitely appreciate that.
No, thank you for letting me further cement myself in history, bro. Again, you don't know what you're doing right now, but you're doing something.
There, thank you. I appreciate that. And we're going to stay connected. We're going to keep playing the records on the show. I got the music loaded up to the station, Kawan J Radio, getting them spins. And keep bringing the music, brother. And we got you, man. All right.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right. We'll be right back.
Super safe one.
All right.